Why your best tech leaving would actually be okay. The best tech in your shop might be the most expensive person you employ, not because of what you pay them, but because of what they cost you that you just can't see. Most shop owners have someone like this. They've been there for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Your customers ask for them by name. They can diagnose anything. And if they walked out tomorrow, you feel like you'd be in real trouble. So you make sure they're happy, you give them the good jobs, and maybe you let a few things slide that you wouldn't let slide with your other team members. In short, you manage around them. But here's what most shop owners don't know. That decision to protect them, to keep the peace, it's the reason why your good people keep on leaving. And this isn't a staffing problem. It's not even a hiring problem. It's what this team member is carrying, and it's almost never what you think. In a minute, I'm going to give you a 3-part test you can run on anyone in your shop, including your best performer, to find out exactly what they're costing you. But at the end of this episode, I'm going to give you a link to download free tool we've got especially to improve your hiring called 5 Smart Questions Before You Hire. The link is in the description box below. You can grab it at the end of today's episode. Right, you've heard the saying that one bad apple spoils the bunch. It's a reasonable idea. The problem is it's actually looking at the wrong thing. See, there's no such thing as a bad apple. What there is a virus. And a virus doesn't care how talented the carrier is. It's just looking for another host so it can survive. Think about the most technically gifted person you've ever employed. They probably had brilliant hands. They were fast in their repairs. The customers love their work, but they've also got an attitude. They take long breaks. They complain under their breath when you're not listening. They're the first one to say, "Oh, that's not my job," and they give your new techs just this side-eye look when they're asking questions. That's the virus, and this is what the virus does. It spreads. Let's consider this for a moment. Right in the middle here might be your A grade technician. We'll call them A plus technician. But the problem is that right here in their core, they have this tiny virus. That virus is looking for a host. So they keep talking, and then they eventually find this new team member up here. Now, what are they trying to do? Well, they're trying to infect this person here. If they say enough of the wrong things, if they judge them, belittle them, tear them apart, they eventually pass on the virus. Mostly they're talking about you as the owner and all the things that you do wrong or don't do right. Problem here is that, well, now we've got 2 team members infected, but the virus is still looking for the next host. So maybe both of them start coming over to this team member. Well, they're looking for a host. This one's looking for a host. And if we work long enough, well, we can infect this person as well. Well, now we've got 3 people on your team that are infected by the same virus. But they know that in order to survive, they've got to go looking for the next host. So now they go looking for the next team member. This one's looking here. This one's looking here. If they work long enough, they'll get the host there. Well, you don't need to be too clever to work out what happens here. Now the entire team is infected. They all need to survive. They're all looking for another host. What have we got? Well, eventually, we've got an entire team that is fully infected, all because of the virus that one team member carried. How does the virus spread? Well, simply it spreads like this. Your other techs start watching what the first host does. They see what's tolerated. They see what this person gets away with. And so they make a decision. The decision's pretty simple. They decide that either they're going to lower their standards to match what this guy's doing, what he's getting away with, or they find somewhere that has better standards. And the problem is the good ones, these ones here that might have been good-hearted people, turns out that they're usually the ones that leave first. Not the ones who've already dropped their standards, they stay. These three stay. But the people who care about the way things get done, they're usually the first ones out the door. And in most cases, you never actually find out why, because they're simply too polite to tell you. Now, one of our clients, one of our engine room members, lost 2 good techs inside 12 months. Honestly, could not work out what had happened. They had good pay, they had good working conditions. There was no obvious or apparent reason why 2 of the technicians decided to walk. But when he finally asked the right questions, both exits pointed to the same person. The virus never shows up on a job card. It doesn't appear in your average repair order, but it's costing you way more than you think. What is it costing you? It's a great question. I'm glad you asked. How do you know if you've got a virus carrier? Here's the diagnostic we use with our engine room members or million dollar mechanic boardroom clients. We call it the 3 R's. The first R that we're looking for here is revenue. What does this look like? Well, we first got to ask, well, is this person costing us money on jobs? Are they costing us revenue through lower output? Are they costing us profit? And what do we notice? We notice this. They start to decide that, yep, I'm going to do that part of the job or that particular job, but no, I don't want to do that part of the job. So they're picking and choosing what work they do. Maybe what you notice is that customers start asking not to deal with them. The jobs that they're touching coming back, there start to be a quality decline, quality issues. Maybe your average repair order on the days that this virus carrier are working is lower because they either choose or refuse not to recommend upsells, cross-sells to your customers. The key part though is that revenue damage is always the easiest symptom to see, but it is easy to ignore when the individual we're talking about appears to be an A grader. They're technically good and they can be proficient. The second R that we're looking for here is reputation. Essentially what they're costing you is you're just getting low reviews. And not just to your customers. So think about what this individual is saying to your team, to your suppliers, and of course to your customers. A D grade person A virus carrier, they do not leave their attitude or their opinions at the door. They are talkers, and we know that loose lips sink ships. And if your virus carrier, this person here, is the kind of individual who undermines you to your team, to your suppliers, to your customers, to your community, well, that's a really big reputation problem. Because your business is only as trustworthy as the people who represent it and you. And the third R that we see time and time again that is damaged by a virus carrier, someone who looks like they're an A player but they might be an A grade tech but they're a D grade person, is retention. This is the big one, right? You might notice that you start with a good team, but suddenly the 4 people you had becomes 2 people. It's you and the D grader, the virus carrier. But then they decide that, well, they can't make life any worse, or that you're not catching the virus. And remember, they've got to go and find a host. So they go, leaving you scratching your head going, man, I don't know what I did wrong. It's so hard to find good staff. Right? This retention piece is crucial. So you've got to ask yourself, are good team members, are good people leaving because of this one person? Right? Think about the last tech who left and gave you some sort of vague answer about why they were moving on. Right? And ask yourself honestly, were they moving on? Right? Were they here? Were they moving on? Or did they actually just want to get further away from someone on your team? If in here, if you've got one yes, okay, yep, I can see there's a retention issue here. That's a conversation you need to have with the virus carrier. If you've got 2 yeses, now you think, wow, they might actually be damaging our reputation. This is urgent. It requires immediate action. If it's 3 yeses, they're also damaging your ability to retain good team members, good people. Well, that person needs to go. Simply, you just haven't made it official yet. So an A grade technician who scores a yes on 2 or 3 of these R's, revenue, reputation, retention, that is not one of your best employees. They are your biggest liability. So this is a diagnostic test for the quality of people in your team, just not how talented they are. That's why we created the 5 smart questions to ask before you hire. Free guide walks you through the questions that help you hire the whole person, not just the skill set, because they might come with great skills that you can see, but they might also come with a virus that you can't see until it's too late. Because the goal isn't to move on from this situation, just get them out. The goal is to avoid creating the same situation and promoting the same conditions that allowed the virus to spread in the first place. The link is in the description below. Let's think of it from your perspective right now, okay? The best tech, as I said at the start, the best tech in your shop might be the most expensive person you employ, not because of what you pay them, but because of the undermining, the white anting, the damage they do to your revenue, your reputation, and your ability to retain and train good team members. Say that really slowly to yourself, because every one of our engine room members says that after they've had the courage to have a hard conversation with their talented tech who's a damaging individual, they always say this, that the business took a breath, not a hit, and that the team gelled together and worked in better harmony because they got rid of the virus. You remove the virus, the team automatically gets healthier. There's 3 questions for you to ask of yourself. If your best tech handed in their notice tomorrow, what's your honest gut reaction? Is it dread? Oh my God, the sky would end. Or would it be a feeling of relief? Answer that honestly. If any part of you would feel relief, that is your answer. If you flipped a coin, heads was they're gone, tails was, oh my God, we can't afford to let them go. If it's thank God they're gone, you've got your answer. Your gut is always going to tell you something that a spreadsheet simply cannot. Second, run the 3 R's on that person right now. Are they costing us revenue? Is it a yes or a no? Are they costing us some reputation? Is it a yes or a no? Are they costing us retention? Yes or a no? 1 yes, it's a conversation. 2 yeses, you need to take immediate action. 3 yeses, you've got to make the decision to let them go. If you're not doing that, you're tolerating the virus, and in fact, you're promoting the virus that they've got with them. And third, are there people in your workplace that are walking on eggshells around this individual because they're afraid to upset them? And if that person who's treading on eggshells is you, no more. Your shop, your rules, your standards. If you keep them though, that's telling your team that the standard that the virus carrier works to is the standard you accept. That's where you'll see others on the team lower their standards, and you'll wonder why that's happening. You might value their contribution, but maybe you're just scared of what might happen if they leave. That's natural, that's understandable. But in 100% of cases, when the virus has walked out the door, the team has got almost instantaneously healthier. Because there's a big difference between respecting someone in your workplace and feeling like you're being held hostage by them. And in the successful and profitable 7-figure auto repair shops that we work with and we see, we know the owner has made a decision. They're not going to tolerate a virus that any team member carries with them, regardless of how talented, how skilled, or how knowledgeable that team member might be, because they know the cost when that virus spreads. And it will if they stay inside your shop long enough. So what I want to understand here, pretty simple, right? Technical skill gets the job done, but it's character that keeps a team together. A-grade hands, a D-grade character, that is not your best tech. That's actually your biggest risk. And when that individual leaves, either by his choice or you find the courage to move them on, the business does not fall apart. It actually takes a breath it heals, it improves, the team outperforms what was happening when you had that D grade individual in there. So if this episode has you thinking differently about your business and you'd like to find out a little bit more about how we help auto repair shop owners like you stop tolerating the kind of people that are holding their team back, that are damaging their revenue, their reputation, and their retention, then just click the links in the description below. There's no pressure. There's no sales calls. You're not suddenly going to start to hear from one of our team members. It's just a bunch of really clear information to help you decide if now might be the right time and if we might be the right fit to help you with your auto repair shop. I'll see you on the next episode of the A Grade Auto Repair Shop Show.